So I have been studying the process of alchemy for the past 5 years, and um, I like to say that it's the alchemy of becoming, which is as the heroes that we are in this process, in this experience of constantly reshaping ourselves, transforming in this process of dying and be born again, and rebirth ourselves, like peeling the layers of the onion, right? Like undoing or burning anything that's no longer true, that's no longer serving us to become more of who we truly are, to get closer to the true of who we are. I find this so beautiful and so close to my heart because I see how the process has become really the greatest feature of my life, and the person that I have become and that I am becoming is because of this body of work that I'm sharing with you. And so there is one little secret that I would like to share with you of how I came into this work. So basically, as I told you before, no, I didn't tell you. I love dancing. It's one of the things that I just enjoy doing since I'm very little. And I remember when I was, in my early teenager times, things at home were a bit chaotic. Mom, dad, having these fights. And I remember my escape will always be going into my room, putting on some music and just dancing to it and just like coming back into my own inner world, as a way of protecting myself from whatever was happening on the outside. And eventually, time went by and you grow and you start like kind of forgetting about that. And yeah, I left dancing. I stopped dancing for many, many years until I went to Barcelona. And actually I was introduced for the very first time back into my beautiful passion, which is dance. When I was in the US, I got introduced to ecstatic dance. Never heard about that before. And an ex-boyfriend told me, hey, let's go to this event. It's called an ecstatic dance. And I was like, what the hell is that? He said like, it's just a place when you go and you connect with other people, but you don't speak. You just dance and you're mainly just connecting with yourself, with your authenticity. You are doing it barefoot. You don't speak. The only communications that are like body language or maybe facial expressions or sounds. And there's also no alcohol involved. So I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. Let's go. And that was my first encounter back with my passion, as a child. And so fast forward, I go to Barcelona in this like inner quest of searching myself, finding myself again. Who am I? Why am I here? And the opportunities start coming as well. And again, I got introduced into the static dance. Someone mentioned, or I found out about static dance, and I felt that I have to go. Have to go. And anyway, this is if you are anywhere, wherever you are, look for a place to do static dance. That's all I'm gonna say now. Um, if you are into movement, because it is a really great way to transform yourself at a very, very fast speed. And also you will be able to find like a community where you can do the practices that I'm going to be teaching you here on a consistent way, especially when you maybe feeling that it's hard for you to do it at home. to have that like discipline, that devotion, these spaces are great, great, great. And I remember when I went to the first static dance in Barcelona, I was so shy. I was not in my power, very close down, and this was a great training. This was a great training because I could see like how slowly these walls, these illusions were crumbling. I was doing my inner work journeys, you know. And at the beginning, I was more into my own dance, dancing by myself, very close down. And eventually, like I was able to see my progress because the more I was going, and I was committing myself to doing this on a regular basis, putting myself out there and, you know, getting out of my comfort zone, the more that I would just free myself and be more open to share with others and dance with others. So it was a beautiful, beautiful unfolding for me. And I think this is a great, great, great advice I can give you. Go to places where people do the things that you want, you love doing to keep you in this consistency. So it's like a journey of becoming. So one thing I realized when I was the first time that I was introduced by my own inner alchemy without even knowing what that meant. It was in one of the static dances. And I remember I was just moving the energy. I was just moving my body, you know, to the sound of the music and just really connecting deeper with myself, with my real feelings, with my feeling body. And at some point, I was just laying down on the floor and I started crying. Something, you know, something came up, something emotional that was there came out. And I just started crying and I allow myself to cry. And because I allow myself to cry, what happened was that at some point after I stopped crying, um, this is one thing I love about this status, by the way, is that you are really safe. I you know, they make it thinking of opening the space for people to feel safe to feel safe to whatever comes up, let it out, right? And so I was crying there. Nobody was bothering by that. They were doing their own thing. And I was just feeling this emotion deeply, deeply in me. And because I allowed myself to feel this emotion so deeply, what happened next is that I started laughing. I was just laughing. After I cried, I guess like another song came up and it just helped me to shift, to transform in the energy, like from crying into a place of joy, into a place of joy. And I remember just being there, seeing the beauty of it, seeing the beauty of my cry, seeing the beauty of the human nature, how fragile we are, right? Seeing the beauty even of the most painful moments, the most traumatic moments. I was just there realizing, wow, what a beautiful, beautiful experience this to be in a human body. Just feeling, just allowing myself to feel my deepest, my deepest fears, my deepest emotions. That is what I call the beauty way. The beauty way is one of my favorite tools to teach because it's something that you can apply to everything in your life. If you want to shift your energy, if you want to shift your perspective, mm, one great way to do it is by using this tool, this practice, which is the beauty way. It's seeing the beauty in everything that happens in our life, seeing the beauty um, in the most mundane moments, seeing the beauty even in the painful times, even in the people who reject us, seeing the beauty of the life that we are living. seeing the beauty in our experiences because they all shape us. Uh, the people that come into our field that shape us, they teach us, they are messengers. So when we start seeing the beauty that is beyond the eyes, beyond what people can see, when we look deeper into what is the meaning of me being a human, it is not about enjoying the beauty of the experience. Full spectrum, inviting the full spectrum of our humanness. That is beauty. That is the beauty way. And seeing the beauty everywhere we go. Seeing the beauty in every experience that we. And so I want to come back to that moment where I was feeling, this moment, emotion of sadness. And then suddenly something shifted. And I began to experience a sense of joy. So I went one perceived negative emotion to a perceived positive emotion. And this is what I call range. This is what I call range. But again, coming back into the beauty, so it's you see, the beauty is finding also beauty in the negative emotion, finding beauty in the rage, finding beauty in the madness, finding beauty in the sadness, right? All the emotions, especially the ones that we were told, oh, like they are bad, avoid them. They are so beautiful. They really, really are. And the more that you experience this range of emotions that I was experiencing, like I was telling you, like the polarity of the darkness or heaviness to lightness and to, um, lightness and darkness, this polarity, the more that you experience this range in your emotional body, the more that you are going to expand your capacity to feel in general, right? So the process of alchemy is a process of constantly healing and transmuting so you can have more capacity to hold the light as well as to hold the darkness. Actually, to hold the light, because the more capacity that you have to hold the light, the more capacity that you have to transform the darkness, right? So I can move it within this range, and that's what really makes me authentic being, what makes me free person. When I free myself to feel whatever I need to feel at any given moment, right? And just like in one single session of dance, I was able to move from like a couple minutes of completely devastation to a completely sense of enlightenment. If we allow ourselves to move in that flow of life, then we can start experiencing a level of depth, a level of inner peace, a level of freedom that is beyond whatever you have ever cared of. Like, what is freedom really? Freedom is to have that capacity to allow myself to feel. Because the more that I allow myself to feel, the more free that I become. The more tuned with myself that I become. And the more authentic that I become. Most I don't let anything like get stuck in my way so long, right? And yeah, things come and go. It's just the natural flow of life, right? Okay, sadness is coming. I invite it in, come in, move through me, and then let it just be. Then joy comes. Joy is also welcome. Come into the party. And then I let it move. I let it move me. And that richness, that's what makes life rich as becoming who we want to be at any given time, as feeling what we need to feel in given time. And this is gonna help us to like see the world in a different way. Like we don't get attached to things anymore. We don't get attached even to people anymore. The beautiful thing is about the work that you're gonna be doing for yourself inside, it's going to then be of service to your outside world, and you will start seeing it. You will start seeing like the more you transform yourself, you alchemize yourself internally, the more that the outside world will reflect that. You will see it in the way that you speak, in the way that you move through life, in the way that you see the world. Like you don't take life so personal. You don't take life so heavily. You forgive more easily. You let go. You don't attach deeply. So yeah, this is the beauty way. This is the beauty way. Everything is perfect. Everything is divine. Everything is meant and it has a purpose. So I just have to open myself to feel and to be in this human experience with whatever comes, right? And again, embracing the beauty of the journey, embracing the beauty of the journey. This is a practice we can do every day, being grateful for the beauty of this experience of being a physical body. Because there's going to come a time where we're going to just go away, into a different plane of existence, and we're gonna be like, oh, I miss feeling sad, or I miss feeling rage. I don't know, because I feel like that's what we come here Earth to be humans with all the messiness, because that messiness is what makes life so beautiful. It's like it just came to my mind the lotus flower. The lotus flower grows in the mud. It's the mud that creates such a beautiful thing, right? So yeah, we come into the air and go into the mud to see ourselves blossom into beauty.